told you guys, man, it's in this room. I believe in it. I really, truly do. I believe we have every opportunity to take the next step, okay? One thing we got to do is we got to stop waiting for somebody else. Take it upon ourselves. Take it upon you, okay? Take it upon you. Please, take ownership, all right?
Here we are, the game after a victory. We've waited a good month for this. Julie Donaldson, Santana Moss, and Zach Selby here with you. It was a 20-9 victory over the Bengals, and one of the things that we didn't have to worry about is playing from behind by double digits. That is something that this team had liked to do. Santana, though, how does that change the outcome of a game when you don't have to constantly spend so much injury trying to play from behind?
Well, it's always great. I think for both sides. Now you have the guys on the offensive side. They're able to go into that playbook and say, okay, we don't have to rush things. We don't have to sit out here and be pass happy. And then on the defensive side, you're not sitting there worried and saying that, man, we have to make a play to come off the field. Now those guys can just go out there and allow the game to come to them and still make those plays to get those guys off the field.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't pretty at all the time, but they did do what they needed to do to get the job done. I mean, you had that big play by Chase Young to force the fumble right before Joe Burrow got into the end zone. Then you had 3 trips in the red zone, all ending in points. That's a big difference from last week against the Lions. I mean, some areas you need to clean up, obviously, but it's a good sign that they have a foundation for moving forward in this big Thanksgiving game against the Cowboys.
We'll get to that in a little bit coming up. But let's talk a little bit about how they had a balanced approach here. It has been since Alex Smith has taken over pretty much all the pass game, and we've been clamoring for the run game. Although you could argue that some of those just checkdowns, the little passes over to J.D. McKissick or Antonio Gibson can kind of be similar to if it was just a run. So those numbers get skewed even though it counts as a pass and not a run. But you did have a 61 offensive plays, 34 rushing, 27 passing. Did you like the mix that you saw in this game?
I love the mix. I've been harping on that, the entire year. I've been saying we need to see more from the run game. We need to see these guys just make an attempt at trying to run. And I think when you really look at the big scale of things, and the big scheme of things, when it comes down to it, people want to be wild and glamored by those, 300, passing yards. But when you have an L behind it, it makes no sense. It doesn't serve any purpose.
Because of fantasy.
Exactly. It's fantasy point. Everyone wants
those are the numbers you get over.
But I was happy to see that we had one of those games that, just listening to radio talk and sports talk, people are complaining, oh, it's just the same old Alex Smith. But we got the W because he was able to say he did enough with the passing game, but we was able to lean more on those guys in the backfield. And I think Gibson, he had one of those phenomenal days. He's still so raw, like I said, wet behind the ears. He's still so wet behind the ears that you can only hope that every week he can just get better and better and better. And eventually he's going to be that runner where he can see some of those things backside and take advantage of it.
And we are seeing that. I mean, if you think about it, he was a receiver in college. So what we're asking him to do as a running back is a lot different. And Zach, when it comes down to it, one of the biggest keys we said coming into this game is you have to win the turnover battle.
Yes, they absolutely. They won. They had 2-1 in that tournament. They could have had a lot more, honestly. And Ronald Darby nearly had one at the goal line before Chase Young's play, and then Troy Apke nearly dropped one. Chase Young nearly dropped one as well. I mean, you could say that's that's one of the reasons why they're defensive players. They don't have the hands, right, Santana? But really, though, I mean, when you
Tana has the right to say that.
Well, as an offensive line, I really can't say either. But at the end of the day, when you win the turnover battle, that gives the chance to win games. I mean, I'd like to see them take advantage more of those to really capitalize and extend that lead. But still, again, a big difference from what they did against the Detroit Lions, and even more so than against the Giants 2 weeks ago. So that's a big step in the right direction for them.
Unfortunately, in this game, and I don't know what it is about Week 11 and that spot on the field, but injury one too many times. 2 years ago, Week 11 is when Alex Smith went down. It wasn't too long ago that we saw almost that same spot, Kyle Allen go down, and now Joe Burrow. But when you talk about what he was doing before he went out, man, he did not look like a rookie. You don't like rookie quarterbacks. But what did you make of what he was doing before he was out?
I've been on a record to say I don't like rookie quarterbacks or just playing with those guys, but I like Joe Burrow. I've been liking, the things I've seen from him this entire season. He was doing things that I was getting very nervous watching this game, saying, hey, if we allow this the entire game, it's going to be trouble for us. But I think our defense did things twice to him that when I saw them collapse in that pocket a couple of times, I said, we continue to play like that, it's going to work in our favor. Unfortunately, they did it again and he got hurt. But I think, we still have to look at it and say, our defense came up big. even though, it cost them, that quarterback in the season.
Before that, 7 different players had a reception from him. He was moving the ball, getting out quick, being decisive, had composure in the pocket as well, which is what you don't typically see out of a rookie quarterback. Meanwhile, as the #1 overall pick from last year's draft as the rookie, Joe Burrow went up against the #1 overall pick from a few years ago, Alex Smith. This is this week Smith's read progression. It is presented by FedEx. He had a deep pass right over the middle to Terry McLaurin. Do you like that shot? Because we've been wanting him to go deep to Terry. Terry has the ability to make a play.
I love that shot. That shows you what a veteran sees his guy, his #1 guy on his offense, man to man. You know what? Screw what Coach drew up. I'm going at that guy because I believe that he can win that matchup anytime. And we've been saying this all week long. Just before the game started, your co-host on the show, D. Hall, said it. He said, look, I want to see these guys take chances when they have the matchup. And we had that matchup, and the veteran, quarterback went out there and took advantage of it.
And then he had that play to Steven Sims Jr. He had to hold on to the ball a good bit to make that one happen.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, the way he almost got took down, honestly, that play almost didn't even happen, but that just shows the veterans having to stay in there in the pocket and take a hit and deliver that amazing pass. But I mean, that just shows you that leg is still fine. There ain't nothing really wrong with it. He's able to deliver the pass just like every other veteran quarterback should.
And just as Smith was able to take control of the play and make adjustments, you have options with your shipments. Use FedEx Delivery Manager to help you take more control over your residential deliveries. It is time now for Selby's stat of the game, presented by BDO. Go, Zach.
Yeah, so the magic number is 8, guys. 8 rushing touchdowns. That ties Charlie Brown and Skip Hicks for third most total TDs for a rookie in franchise history. And it also ties Hicks for second most rushing touchdowns for a rookie as well. His 8 rushing touchdowns are second most to Chase Claypool, who has 10, and he's the 8th most efficient running back in the league, just behind Derrick Henry. So that tells you exactly how special he is. I mean, I was talking to Antonio last week, and he told me, look, I'm still learning this running back position, but when I really learn it, watch out, be ready, because I'm coming.
I believe it.
What's the challenge, you think, of going from receiver to running back that he's been able to do?
Look, one of the things about it, he's tough enough, so that's the biggest challenge, if you can take those hits in the backfield. But I think some of the things that I've saw Clinton Portis do, they have that vision. They see things when, just by scheming things pre-snap and knowing how the defense flow, you can automatically just know that I can take one of these jump cuts and I have a home run backside. I see it time and time again that he has home runs. He has the speed for those home runs. We watched Derrick Henry hit a home run on the Ravens the same week. So those running backs over time have a feel of things around them, and they know that, okay, you know what, this hole has been left. I see more defenders in front of me than that's behind me. I can take a chance now and cutting back. And I think he's going to get it over time, though.
And he had a huge game last time we played against the Cowboys. Can he do it again? We're going to be talking about the Thanksgiving Day game when we come back on The Game.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
It's time to go Toyota. With a great selection of rugged four-wheel drive and year-round all-wheel drive vehicles. Starting with the adventure-ready RAV4. Or any of the 10 models to choose from at your Toyota dealer. Including for the first time ever, Camry. Now available with all-wheel drive. Learn more and shop deals on buyatoyota.com. See your Toyota dealer, your four-wheel and all-wheel drive specialist. Toyota, let's go places.
I'm stoked! Let's do this! Whoa! This is amazing! I know, right? Yeah! These new extreme scratch-offs! They're insane! Wait, what? Dude, $100 million in instant cash! Tons of $100,000 top prizes! Awesome! Let me see those! Oh, man! Hold on, I'll go get them!
Take it to the extreme. Play new extreme scratch-offs from the Maryland Lottery and play safely and responsibly.
Free health care, hundreds to more than $1,000 per month in disability compensation, and tens of thousands for college tuition. These are just some of the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs benefits that may be available to veterans. VA is focused on customer service like never before. Choose VA and see why veterans' trust in VA reached an all-time high. Claim the benefits you've earned at choose.va.gov.
Come on and get
All-time favorite football memory. I would have to say, me playing, I would have to say the comeback that we had, I think it was 2016 versus Tampa. I think it was down 28-0 and came back and won the game.
And that was Morgan Moses with his favorite football memory, presented by Comcast Xfinity. This season, have an opportunity to create a few of those as we're going to be playing on Thanksgiving Day against the arch rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. You played back in 2012.
Yeah.
Washington, though, does not have much success when it comes to Thanksgiving Day games against them. They are actually 3-8 all time on Thanksgiving Day, and they're 1-8 against the Cowboys on this day. What is it about playing on national television, the bright lights, knowing everybody's sitting around eating and watching? Is there something to that gets to be too big for the players, maybe?
I'm not sure if it gets too big. I mean, I think every player wants to have that experience. As a kid, I've always had the experience of playing on Thanksgiving Day. We had this Turkey Bowl thing in our Pop Warner League, and we would always go out of town to Daytona Beach and have a game, have 2 games that particular weekend. Now, fast forward, I never got a chance to do it again, and then to finally get it in 2012 and come away with a victory. I woke up that morning knowing we was going to win. I felt like I was going to score that day. Everything happened. My dream, I visualized it happened, and we walked out of there beating, like you said, our arch rival.
I don't know if you can pull anything from 2012 for this game, but maybe we can pull, Zach, something from when we saw Dallas just a month ago, which was a victory for Washington. Yep. What can we take from that game to apply here and maybe do better?
Well, I think there's going to be a combination of a couple things. One, establish the running game, which they did last week and against Dallas, and then also get Terry McLaurin involved as well. I mean, those two had 188 yards combined against the Bengals. Against Dallas, they had 218 combined. So that's a formula for this offense to succeed. Those are their playmakers. Those are the guys they want this offense to revolve around. And when that happens, they score points. They end more times than not, they end up winning the game. So I think that's the biggest thing that I took from the past couple weeks, especially against Dallas. And if they can get that running game going again, there's the balance you need to get another win and hopefully improve your division standing as well.
What's the challenge of saying, all right, it's a short week now? I mean, you have a game within 4 days for a player. I mean, your body's got to be tired. It's got to be exhausted, worn down. What do you do?
I actually love the short weeks because I know that we didn't have to worry about preparing so much, and then I like playing. I just like getting out there and doing what I have to do. The only challenge is when you have a couple of guys might be nicked up from the previous game. So you have to get those guys, back ready for game day on Thursday. But the great thing about that, they can get treatment for more days, and all they have to do is just be ready for a good little walkthrough, and then you got to go play. I think when you're a pro and you're on this level, we all should be pros, that it's not gonna, take more practice for you to go out there and get your job done. I think when you're ready to go out there and do what you do, we should have a lot more games on Thursday. It should be one of those things where every team just have one Thursday night game. I believe everybody should have a Thursday game probably more often than just one a year.
I have a feeling there's probably a few players that might argue against that.
Yeah, that's just my personal opinion because I got up for those games. You have a longer weekend,
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I know.
So that's why I probably got up for it. But I just think that the only thing about the quick turnaround is those guys are nicked up.
If you need motivation for this game, there should be plenty because the division, folks, the division is on the line. If they win this game, at least until Sunday, when the other games are played, they'll be in first place of the division. Did you believe we'd be talking about this right now, this far into the season, with 3 wins, heading into Week 12? You can claim it.
Well, honestly, I know a few people who did, and that was Rivera and the rest of this team. Honestly, I mean,
he was onto something.
They've approached it as a week-to-week thing, and they're not looking past what's going to happen with the division once they get past once they get into the other stretch of the game. They're looking at the Dallas Cowboys in this game, one game at a time. That's really what you have to do when you're in a division like this. I mean, the division is what it is. The records are what they are, but you just got to go out there and put your best effort forward. And I don't have a lot of Thanksgiving memories. This will be my first Thanksgiving game, but I can say that if they attack Dallas the way that I attacked that Thanksgiving dinner, Washington will be in good shape. We'll have more good memories to talk about.
We're definitely taking them down, huh?
Well, we hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Very blessed and thankful to be here working on Thanksgiving. We'll see if we come back with a victory. Beat Dallas, take the division.
At Honda, we take the holidays seriously, both with serious rugged performance and serious capability. So while others might be dreaming of winter wonderlands, you could be shattering expectations with the best value of the season. Now's the best time to get into a new Honda. KBB.com's best value brand for 2020. Visit Happy Honda Days at your local Honda dealer or shop online to get a great offer on the Pilot.
The landscape has changed, and not for the last time. The rules of business are being reinvented with a more flexible workforce, by embracing innovation, by looking not only at current opportunities, but ahead to future ones. Resilience is the ability to pivot again and again for whatever happens next.
People who know BDO.
FanDuel's simple, intuitive app makes it easy to get closer to the game. But to get Dan even closer, we've arranged for him to experience a genuine James Harrison tackle.
Wait, what? Tackle? Can we not do the tackle?
If he doesn't tackle you, he doesn't get paid.
Doesn't get paid. Oh, okay.
FanDuel. Join today and play free all season long.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I know it's your day off, but the meeting deadline got moved up. And I know you...
What are you doing? Look at your Central. It's got everything you want, and you can cut loose in it. Oh, and it's got all these fancy features, so I know we'll help you stay safe. This is what I taught you. Never settle.
Hey, I prepped Joe, and he's good to go.
Refuse to compromise. The radically redesigned all-new Nissan Sentra. Get a low $199 per month lease on Sentra, or get 0% financing for up to 84 months on 14 models.
DC has a home for the greatest hits of all time.
That would be Michael Jackson for me.
DC's greatest hits.
Madonna.
Billy Idol. Live here.
Cyndi Lauper. Bon Jovi.
94.7.
Blondie. The Eagles.
The Drive.
It's all-wheel drive season, and your local Honda dealers are bringing the best deals of the year. It's clearance pricing during the Happy Honda Days sales event. Dash through the snow to a rugged and adventurous Honda. Check out the entire all-wheel drive truck and SUV lineup. CRV, HRV, Ridgeline, Pilot, and Passport, with features like Honda Sensing, Magic Folding Seats, and 3 different driving modes. Clearance pricing is here, but it won't last long. Don't miss clearance pricing at the Happy Honda Days sales event, now at your local Honda dealer.